Welcome back to another video of me flailing over Joestar. So in the last episode of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Dating Sim Chronicles series, whatever, I talked to Caesar a bit. Yeah, I talked to Caesar a bit and ran into Joseph at a park where he was trying to coax a little black and white doggy out from under a bush, and I can only assume that based on the dog's personality that it was in fact our Lord and Savior Iggy. And we fed the dog beef jerky, and then Iggy bit Joseph's hand. I hope maybe it was the left, I don't know. It didn't say which hand it bit, but I'm gonna assume that it was the left hand just because Joseph and his left hand are not friends. So then Joseph, we flirted, I died, it's all on camera. If you didn't watch the last episode, what are you doing? It has like 5 minutes of me just going, ah! So you should watch it. Anyways, I believe it's like a different day now in the world of the game, so let's see what happens. Much better. Okay, I should really get out of bed before I fall asleep again. God, that is me. I have, so if you don't know me, I have a horrible sleeping problem. My sleep schedule is fucked up. I can never like fall asleep and stay asleep. And when I do like sleep for like a normal amount of time, I will wake up and still be extremely exhausted. So I don't get good quality of sleep. And then because of the pandemic and everything, I haven't had to leave the house for like anything except groceries. So I usually tend to stay in bed for an inordinately long amount of time, and then I will promptly fall back asleep. So that's not good. But this is a whole mood. Instead of feeling the normal bored annoyance I have as I stretch and stumble my way into my uniform, I'm actually pretty excited today. Oh, wrong button. Over the last few weeks, I figured out there's a 50-50 shot Joseph will show up to class on any given day. According to Caesar, those odds used to be a lot lower. Also, according to Caesar, the odds changed once I started coming to the school. Even if Joseph doesn't show up, Caesar and I usually have a cool time hanging out, and after school we can usually track Joseph down so the three of us can chill together. Oh my god! I'm hanging with the bros! Yes! Yes! Oh my god! Oh my god! Yay! I love that! I love that! I still hope Joseph shows up today. Class is way more fun with someone to goof off with. I've never had that experience in any class, because again, I didn't go to like public high schools or anything. I was homeschooled, and it's not really the vibe in college. It's not really the vibe in college at all. Dang, I'm kind of late. Well, late for being early. There's still time before the bell, but I like getting in at least a few minutes early so I can talk trash with Caesar and get ready for the day. There's still a few people hanging around the courtyard, but mostly everyone's inside. I'd better hurry. Mr. Jonathan isn't here yet, so most of the other students are just standing around talking. Oh, hell yeah! Joseph's here! I catch his eye and we grin at each other as I saunter over and toss myself into my seat. You're here early. Oh, am I? I hadn't noticed. He's acting a little different. It's not a big thing, but he is definitely plotting something. We all know you never get here before Mr. Jonathan is at least 20 minutes into a lecture. Joseph puts a hand on his chest like I've wounded him. Now you listen here, Bella. I am an excellent student. I will not have you slandering my good name like this. You're up to something. I'm not. R2. He grins. Okay, maybe a little. I knew it! I lean over his desk conspiratorially. So, are you gonna let me in on the plan? I prefer to utilize the element of surprise. This isn't a prank on me, right? It's not. He traces a cross over his heart, but the grin hasn't left his face. Promise. Before I can pry anymore, Mr. Jonathan comes into the room. Good morning, class. Dang. Well, I'm sure I'll find out pretty soon anyways. Mr. Jonathan starts in on his usual morning stuff. The guy tries, but there's only so much you can do to make an 8 a.m. cram class interesting. Even with the anticipation for Joseph's mysterious prank, I can feel myself zoning out. What was that noise? The class is deathly silent. Mr. Jonathan clears his throat. So, on to the next order of business. This time the whole class bursts into laughs. Who's responsible for this? Josuke pulls up straight in his chair. It's not me! I didn't say that it was you. I'm just clearing my name here and now. Another quack comes out of the If this motherfucker brought a whole ass duck to class, I would not put it past him, and I am immediately in love. He couldn't have brought a whole duck to class, but like, that'd be so cool. Where is that coming from? Jonathan looks pretty flustered, and everyone looks around to try and find the perpetrator. I, of course, already know the culprit. Our eyes meet, and Joseph drops me a wink. I'm not ratting him out. I want to see what happens. I try to hide my grin and glance back at Joseph. He laughs, but skillfully disguises it as a cough. I look back to Mr. Jonathan, and he's trying hard not to laugh himself. All right, that was a good joke, but we need to get back to the matter at hand. Mr. Jonathan stops trying to talk and looks straight at Joseph. Oh crap, he figured it out! Well, I guess it's not hard if you know Joseph. Or, even halfway paid attention to Joseph and I giggling and shooting each other meaningful glances all the time. We really have to work on our poker faces. A few silent seconds pass, and Mr. Jonathan looks back to the rest of the class. I'm glad that Joseph had the common sense to stop with the quacks while we were still ahead. In any case, before I was interrupted, I was trying to tell you all about the class trip. Class trip? The class erupts into excited chatter, and Mr. Jonathan looks all happy. All right, settle down, settle down. He waits for the class to regain some composure before continuing. This year we'll be taking a trip to the beach. Beach episode? Beach episode with Joseph. I'm sorry. I need a moment. We can continue. This year we'll be taking a trip to the... Yeah, I read that. More cheers! This is awesome! I look over at Joseph. I can see the gears in his head turning. He's probably already imagining all the shenanigans he can get up to at the beach. Let's go to the beach, beach! The class eventually settles down into the daily grind of learning stuff, but even with our noses in our textbooks, everyone is clearly busy thinking about the upcoming trip. The end of the day. I'm really looking forward to some leftover spaghetti and trashy television. Oh my god. Literally me. Hey, Bella, you heading home already? Nah, I'm off to go fight crime, unless you have a better offer? As a matter of fact, I do. Oh? He points at himself. Me. He points at me. You. Big mouth watering burgers with a side of greasy fries. That is certainly tempting. I'm also very hungry right now. Like, all I had to eat today was some soup and like some carrots and 2 Slim Jims, but they were like small Slim Jims. Yeah, that is all I've had to eat today. It's not good. Only tempting. He lets out a huge sigh. I guess I'll have to pull out the big guns. He pauses dramatically. And a milkshake. This man knows the way to my heart, my soul, my heart and my soul. He knows exactly. He knows, and I know, and I love, and I just... Thank you, Lord. Mwah! Oh my god. I love this idiot. Sold to the gentleman in the half shirt. It's not a half shirt. It's a 3/4 shirt at least. We both laugh. But anyways, I'm starving. Let's hit the road. Sorry, Caesarino. Let's blow this popsicle stand. Hell yeah. This is a pretty sweet ride. Joseph runs his hand over the dashboard before lovingly bopping his Hawaiian girl bob while sending her hula-ing. Hula? Yeah. It's my pride and joy, my home away from home. He pulls his stick shift and eases onto the road. Of course he drives stick. Of course Joseph Joestar drives stick. That man would not drive an automatic. No, he would not. He would not. He's actually a really careful driver, never going over the speed limit and using his mirrors and turn signals and stuff like you're supposed to. I bet he doesn't do this when there's not a cute-ass girl in the car. Let me tell you. With his personality, I kind of figured he'd be a maniac behind the wheel. I'm gonna comment on the driving. I gotta say, I'm really surprised. About what? Your driving. It's really good. Joseph laughs. What were you expecting? I don't know, you just seem really laid back. I figured you'd be a pretty careless driver. Oh god, this is mean. I've made a huge mistake! So you think I'm careless? No, that's not what I meant. Fuck! The car goes silent as I try to think of what to say next. Before I can figure something out to save my ass, Joseph speaks up. Being laid back and careless are two different things. And besides, I only seem laid back. Man, I think I really upset him. I'm sorry. Sometimes my mouth moves faster than my brain. It's all good. But is it, though? I frown and look out the window. Oh, I've seen his place. I've never been into it. It's kind of tacky and not quite in the good way, but I've heard the food is really good. Time to get our burger on. Let's eat until our arteries beg us to stop. I like the cut of your jib. I'll run in and get our food. Today's too nice to be sitting inside, don't you think? Sounds good to me. What would you like? I'll have whatever you're having. Awesome. I'll be right back. I take a tentative seat on the hood of Joseph's car as he disappears into the building. It really is a nice day. He made a good call to keep things outdoors. I tilt my head up to the sun and nearly feel like dozing off. I have returned! I have re-earned! He's brandishing a brown paper sack that's already getting dark with grease at the bottom and 2 styrofoam cups. For a second, I'm afraid he'll get mad at me for being on top of his precious car, but instead he hops on the hood right next to me. Looks like we're having a standard fast food meal of burgers, fries, and milkshakes, as promised. Can't read, I'm sorry. A ground beef patty seasoned with a blend of salt and pepper, topped with iceberg lettuce freshly picked from the head, and thinly sliced, locally grown Roma tomato, all on a sesame seed bun. Fuck this guy. I am so fucking hungry right now. I cannot eat anything, though, because I'm filming this, and also I'm on a very strict diet. Ugh! He pulls out each item as he describes them. Bon appetit. I laugh. You're a true gourmet. Only the finest of foods can sate my palate. He winks and unwraps his burger and takes a huge bite. The acidity... The acidity of the tomato pairs perfectly with the saltiness of the beef. A true venture into the realm of balanced flavor. I laugh and try out the fries. They're really good. I know you're being a goof, but it actually almost sounds like you know what you're talking about. I take a sip of my milkshake. Vanilla. Think you'll go to culinary school when you graduate? Nah. I like food, but focusing my whole life on it doesn't sound like a good time. He takes another bite of his burger. He looks thoughtful and maybe a little sad. I can tell he's got more to say, so I keep myself busy with my burger. Wow, this is really tasty. Joseph takes a sip of his milkshake and sighs. Graduation really is right around the corner, isn't it? I nod. Joseph fiddles with his straw. Caesar's going to Italy on a scholarship. The guy's got his whole life planned out. Even I can tell that bothers him. I swallow my bite. Are you upset he's leaving? Joseph shakes his head and smiles kind of weird. No way! I'm really happy for him. He's always been really driven. He sees what he wants 10, 15, 100 miles down the road, and he can figure out how to get there and goes after it with all his heart. He pokes at his fries. Knowing what you want in life is probably the most important thing in the world. This got really deep, really fast. I take a long sip of my milkshake. We gather up our trash and put it back in the bag. Thanks for the meal, man. Don't mention it. We throw our trash away and hop off the hood of the car. The air is starting to cool down as the sun touches the tops of the nearby trees. It's gonna get dark soon. Yeah. I know that's a polite way of saying it's time to wrap up our little hangout. Are you ready to head home? I shrug. It's starting to get late and it is a school night and I haven't done any of my homework yet, but I kind of really don't want the night to end. Well, if you don't want to head out yet, I have a place I'd really like to take you. He's blushing! Oh wait, there's more. Hold on, we gotta stop. There's more lipstick on my teeth. And right now is the perfect time to go. Bet your ass I'm going with him. Oh, actually, okay, so, duh, obviously I'm going with him, but it's been like 17 minutes, so I gotta cut it now. I will see you in the next episode, where we find out where Joseph is gonna take us. Oh my goodness. I hope I don't piss him off anymore, because I'm already just like, oh god, I fucked up. Alright, see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.